just did the Long Beach Beer and Wine Festival, their inaugural.
And who would have believed that was the first time they'd done it? Because it really was, I thought, pretty well done.
I thought it was
Pretty
done well,
smooth.
right? I mean, I enjoyed it.
Well, what do you say? Beer, 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 and taste, 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 taste.
Well, if you're
I actually
you know,
only had 2 beers.
if you're interested in bringing people to the center of the city, what better way to do it than through a wine and beer tasting with food? And that's a bid district, business improvement district, and the city fathers want people to come back into the city. There's new condos, there's new shops, there's
Oh, it's
bars
beautiful,
and restaurants,
beautiful place.
and they easily brought in several thousand people that night. And it was fantastic because it is worth walking up and down the promenade. And there are restaurants around the area, and there's so many craft beers here in California. It's just fantastic.
And we had local music.
And they had
Yeah.
local music,
Favorite
so
places of local group. and
it
local
really
crowd it
was great and gives you confidence about what a city can do to help bring people back in.
I like that Moonsville Collective that was on the other side, on the parking lot side. Fantastic. Really good stuff.
It was a beautiful setting. It was just a very pleasant night, and the people were friendly. It was all kinds of ages of people, all kinds of people just walking around, sipping a little wine, sipping a little beer, commenting on the food, listening to the music. Just very pleasant time. I met quite a few people, and they were not all from Long Beach. There were people who came from all over the LA area.
I met a couple who came from England. Got their blue bands, which I have, and I can't get off somehow.
I've got
to release me from the
a
hospital.
pocket knife I can take care of
He's
it
had
for
the
you.
blue band for 2 days. We
Yeah,
can't
so-
get it off, right?
So seeing as how it was their inaugural, yes. Would you have anything to suggest to add, change, remove?
I would suggest that the beer last a little longer, because as they ran out, places got really long lines of those that were
They
left.
did get long lines. They got very long lines.
The only other thing I would suggest
It's
is
a
get
beer.
there early. And if you're going there, get there early
Yeah.
because the lines are not nearly as long if you get there early.
Even the will call
Right.
line was
that was-
huge. I have video of that, which you'll see. And on that one, it wrapped all the way past, what was it,
Right.
that ale place.
The lines were long, but people were congenial. They were having a good time. They were talking
nice.
to each other, so it wasn't a major issue. But the lines were long for the bathrooms, which was an issue, I think, as
There
the
weren't very
night
many.
progressed. Yeah.
What would you say to improve or change?
Well, I think they just need more staffing behind the food and beer and wine tents so that they can move through the lines faster.
Right.
But I thought the variety of food was fabulous.
I mean,
And,
I heard that one of the,
Right.
so, I mean, everything was a favorite. I didn't see any place that didn't have a lot of people in it. But the lines, the people were having single servers. If they had 3 servers, then I think they could have accommodated
Sure.
people
Or just
more quickly.
Because it was a great show.
I think they were all volunteers, a lot of volunteers.
A lot of
Sure.
volunteers. You need a lot of volunteers for something like this.
People weren't complaining,
No,
though. They were
no.
relaxing. They were having a
Yeah,
nice night.
right.
They were getting beers. You know, they were having a good time.
Yeah, I didn't see any issues on that.
No.
I would say, for where it is, make it family friendly.
You really have to. They have to figure out. The city fathers have to figure out a way. It really is a public space.
Yeah.
And although you are charging people some money to get in,
Right.
but you can't come up with a rule that says you can't have your kids come. I mean, imagine if you lived in a
I think
condo
the
and you
crowd
had
would-
children. I mean,
I think it would have been
space.
much larger if they would have.
Sure. But you just tag people. They're not going to abuse it for the most part. And you have all kinds of staff around that will say, okay, young person, you can't.
There was plenty of security around.
There was plenty.
It was very
Yeah,
secure.
there was, and they were very nice.
Yeah.
And the police were there, and it was good. So
Great time.
I really enjoyed it. I'll go back. And
I want to go
haven't
back
been
again
long.
too.
Okay.
So-
Let's have another one next week.
Very
Folks, we're going to encourage you to come back to the
To Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Right.
And we actually stayed 2 nights in Long Beach as a result of that festival, and we had a fabulous time. We went to some great restaurants, walked along the beach, which is absolutely gorgeous, drove around, saw the art galleries, lots of cute little shops. Very fun place to go and visit.
And nature hiking right in the city.
There you go. International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. You never know where the road will take you. Karsten Boone, Susan Montgomery, Todd Montgomery, myself, Roger Paige, and there we go.
See you soon.